Double coincidence of wants. That means both of them are agreeing and both the parties agreed and exchange that particular commodities, whoever are in need of that particular commodities. So it is called as double coincidence of wants. So children, you are hearing this is the first term that you are coming across. That is, this is one new term that you come across. Earlier you would have heard about barter system. But now you are hearing about double coincidence of wants. That is nothing else, but it is one of the factor leading to barter system. But suppose one person is in need of wheat, I mean the sack of wheat, but the other person is not having that. So what will happen? Then double coincidence of want will not happen over there. Only when both the parties are agreeing and exchanging the commodities, then only it is called as double coincidence of wants, or it will become one of the factor in the barter system. So coming across that, see, I will just, whatever I said, it is here in the PPT. I will just give reading, you understand. A person holding money can exchange it for any commodity or service that he or she might want. Thus, everyone prefers to receive payments in money and exchange the money for things that they want. So this is what, before we had double coincidence of wants, but later on when the commodities are not available, the money came into prominence and people started to use money and go and purchase whatever the commodities they are in need, because slow and steadily we have developed ourselves in this money value. And do you think so that barter system is having any standard of value? Are we giving standard for the, I mean, any value is given to money in those days? No, because there is one disadvantage stating that the cow might be of more costliest compared to that of a sack of wheat. So there is no standard fixed to that. That is why it has been involved, and next system came out, the prominence or the importance of money came into in the dealings with business transactions. So we will come across. See what a person desires. Ahmed sir, please change. Ahmed sir, change that. So children, in a barter system where goods are directly exchanged, the use of money, the double coincidence of wants is an essential. So just now I told you this point, children. In contrast, in an economy where money is in use, providing the crucial intermediate step eliminates the need for double coincidence of wants. So now they stopped the double coincidence of wants, because suppose two friends are in need of that, the example only you keep in mind, the cow and the sack of wheat. Now they are not having both. One person is having only cow, the other person is not having wheat. Then double coincidence of wants will not happen, because whatever the person is in need is not happening over there. So it has been eliminated completely, and money started to play an intermediate role in the exchange process of business. Sir, change the slide, sir. Ahmed sir, yes. Now you have given, yes. Now we have seen that money is something that can act as medium of exchange in transactions. So children, finally we came into that how the money came into act as an exchange, as a medium of exchange, as an intermediary in the exchange of transactions. So before the introduction of coins, a variety of objects have been used. For example, since the very early ages, India had, I mean, just now I have told you that example of cattle and the wheat of the sack of wheat. But now coins, you will be coming across coins also, children. That in starting of the sources itself, the literary sources and archaeological sources, coins played an important role as one of the archaeological tool for us to understand the history of the past. So right from the ancient period, people started minting the coins. So minting the coins, they came to be called as punch marked coins, or gold coins, silver coins, or copper coins. And nowadays, we will come up, see, modern forms of money. So with regard to coins, and we will be seeing, in those days only coins are there, no currency notes have not been minted. So with that coins, the transactions happen. Before barter system, then slowly and steadily the coins have been introduced. And again, we'll be seeing the modern forms of money now. We have seen that money is something that can act as a medium of exchange in transactions. Before the introduction of coins, a variety of objects are used as money. For example, since the very early ages, India had used this, the particular example. For sir, change the slide. Children, are you all understanding by seeing the PPT?
Yes,
If you have any doubts, yes, if you have any doubts, you will ask me later. So modern forms of money. No, they are asking what is currency? What is meant by currency? Currency is that it has been divided into two parts. One is the paper notes and the other one is coins. They are available either as paper notes or as coins. And money is accepted as a medium of exchange because the currency is authorized by the government of the country. So you know that who is the highest authority in this finance and financial matters is RBI, that is Reserve Bank of India. So only Reserve Bank of India has got every right to issue the currency notes on behalf of the central government. And no other organization or individual will have this particular authority of minting the paper notes or coins or holding up with this finance. So only RBI is the highest authority in India, that they will take charge. It will be supervising the work of the banks, and it will be seeing the dealings of all these financial or money matters. And you cannot say that I am not going to accept any of this coin or the paper note, as it is authorized person, the RBI has given it into prominence. And we are not going to talk anything, or we are not going to be against RBI. So money matters as per Indian law. On behalf of our central government, the minting of this currency is done, and the supervision on this money matters is also done by only one authority. It is called Reserve Bank of India. Shortly, we can also call it as RBI. Sometimes they will ask you to expand RBI. You should know it is Reserve Bank of India. Sir, change the slide. So the other form in which people hold money is as deposit. So coming to that with money matters, who are dealing with money matters, children? Banks. The banks are dealing with money matters. So how about the banks getting the money? People are opening accounts in the banks and they're depositing their money, whatever the salaries or the business transactions, because it is safe and secured place. People just deposit the money in the banks. The people who are rich and they are not need of that particular money, they will just deposit in the banks. They are called as depositors. Not only that, the salaries of many of the employees also get deposited in the bank. And later on, whenever they are in use, they withdraw the money. So these people who deposit the money in the bank are called as depositors. Then some people are in need of money also. Those people approach banks and they will ask for loans. For example, you have got many types of loans are given by the banks. For example, personal loans and home loans, car loans, and any other business loans, student loans, education loans. These all loans are provided by the banks. And when the people, those who are in need of loans, they will approach the banks. So here the depositors, the lenders, in between the lenders. Who is the lender here? Depositors are depositing the money in the bank and borrowers are taking the loans from the bank. And in between, the banks are acting as the lenders of the for the people, those who are in need. So the depositors, whatever they deposit in the bank, they're getting the interest. I mean, a small, some amount is fixed for their interest, whatever is according to the calculations of their, whatever the deposited amount is there. So they are getting, in turn, the depositors are getting interest from the banks, whatever the money is there in their account. And they are just charging interest for the loans given to the borrowers. That is, the people who are taking loans from the bank, they are in turn have to pay interest. So depositors are getting interest, and the people who have borrowed from the bank are paying interest to the bank. So both of them together, because a small rate of interest is given to the depositors, whereas little bit high rate of interest is collected from the borrowers. So the bank is acting as an intermediary, and whatever the profit or income between the commission, it is going to the bank as a profit or income to the bank. So bank is not doing it, though it is doing service to us, it is collecting some rate, some commission from the depositors as well as. So it is giving less amount of rate of interest, I mean, to the depositors, and it is also charging the rate of interest to the borrowers. So in between, the difference between the charged amount to depositors and to the borrowers will become the income of the bank, or that is the profit. So bank is also doing service. We should also pay the bank. In this turn, we are paying to the bank. And we are just depositing the money in the banks because we have to keep our money safe and secure. So change the slide. Ahmed sir? Yes. It is this facility which lends it is the essential characteristics of money. You would have heard of payments being made by checks. Now coming to the point. You understood children, depositors and the borrowers, or those who are approaching for loans to the banks. And next we will come back to check. Check is an important factor that it is dealing. See, this is the checkbook. This is the checkbook and the check is here. And any person, those who are having the accounts in the bank, will be given this checkbooks, because we people cannot approach banks every day or whenever we are in need. We will just give checks. We'll issue the checks to the person whom we are giving money. That suppose I want to give some person called Kumar, that I must pay him 20,000 rupees. I will give him a check. I will teach you how to fill this check also after we come to school. You will be given the Xerox copy and I will ask you and I will teach you how to fill these checks, and even the deposit forms and even the withdrawal forms. All these will be given to you, distributed to you, and you will be filling by yourself. It is nothing but it's very easy, children. Only that, see the check, you can also make it as either the open check or an account payee check. Pay it is to whom you are paying. Suppose I said I have to pay 20,000 rupees to Kumar. I will write his name as Kumar and put today's date and amount. In rupees I must write how much, 20,000. In words I must write, and in figures I will write 20,000. And finally I will sign and give this check. I'll issue a check to one of my party that I must give in 20,000 rupees. So I will sit at home and issue him the check, and he will go to bank. He will approach the bank and he'll give the check to there, or otherwise he will put in his account and the transfer of money is done. So this is the process that banks are also doing. These kinds of services also in turn indirectly to the customers. So we should know about the check, because here in Money and Credit they have explained us about what is a check. Check is nothing. It is a paper. It is printed in a paper. It is a small transaction and it is used as a negotiable instrument that we want to transfer our money, give and take money. Either we are giving, we got the check from others, we will go approach the bank and take our money, or if we are giving to others, they will go to that particular banks and take their money. And it is also proof of evidence, children. Nobody can cheat stating that you did not give me 20,000 rupees, I have got, because immediately it will come in my passbook or the statement will be there. With bank, because banks are doing regulations, rules and regulations, they are doing legally and organized way. That is why we are approaching them, because they are not only keeping safeguarding our money, and also they are doing the service on an in an organized and systematic manner. So about check is very important. The check is a paper where a person is issued, will approach the bank and he will get the money. And the bank cannot say that I am not going to give because it does not belongs to you, because it is the thing. The authorized signature of my signature is seen in the check, and the bank, since my account is there in that bank, the bank is supposed to give the specified amount, whatever I have written in that check, to the person whom I have issued the check. So that is the service that banks are doing, and this is called as demand. The customer's demand, and the customer's demand, the service is done by the banks. And sir, change the slide. So in this topic, you will be having demand deposits are also that. How come the bank is demand? I mean, deposits are there, and when you are demanding the money, because the person who is not now he is not in need of money, he will deposit that money because he will get some rate of interest. And when he is in need of money, he will go and withdraw the money or give in the form of check to somebody else, whomever the person wants to give. So like this, the transaction will be going on. There's a facility of check. Now, whatever I told children, just we'll read it out. The facility of check against demand deposits makes possible to directly settle payments without the use of cash. So I'm not giving him cash. I have given in the form of check. That check process is done by the banks. So it is said that safely that my amount is not going anywhere, and that person also cannot say that I have not given him money. So like that, the transactions will be done by the banks. Since demand deposits are accepted widely as a means of payment along with currency, they constitute money in the modern economy. But for the banks, they would be of no demand and no payments by checks against these deposits. The modern forms of money is called currency. Just now we have discussed that modern forms of money is the currency and the coins. Sir, change the slide. The modern forms of money are divided into paper notes and coins. This you should keep in mind because nowadays the business transactions are held or going on with these two types of currencies only. And now we have discussed about the loan. Just now I have told you children about the loan possibilities. Bank keep only a small proportion of their deposits as with them. So whatever we are the persons, many customers go to bank and deposit the money. Is the bank is just keeping that in the lockers? No. The same amount is distributed in the form of loans. That is why we are going to discuss about the loan activities of banks. Now, this is kept as a provision to pay the depositors who might come to withdraw money from the bank on any given day. Suppose I am depositing 1 lakh of rupees in a bank. Now I don't need. I will keep it in the bank only like that. But when I am in need, 1 lakh is needed, urgent, some emergency I want. So I will immediately approach the bank and withdraw my money. The bank never says that, no, you have deposited someday the other day, and again you're coming and madam and asking for money. No bank will say like that, because we have whatever the money we have kept in for safety and security. When we are in need, we are approaching the banks. The banks are supposed to give us, and no bank will say no to that. And the bank will give us money, and it is also providing the money to the other borrowers. So it is going on with these transactions because they also should earn money, and they are also surviving along with the customers, because customers is their priority. So definitely they will do service to all of us. So this is kept as a provision to pay the depositors who might come to withdraw money from the bank on any given day. Since on any particular day only some of its many depositors come to withdraw cash, the bank is able to manage with this cash. Banks use the major portion of the deposits to extend loans. This is a huge demand for loans for various economic processes. So you understood children these two? That banks are keeping with them, they will give to the withdrawers, and they will also give for the borrowers, and it is acting, it will not say either to borrowers or to the people who are the depositors also, that no money is there in the bank. It is their duty, and some proportion amount will be given to them by the RBI also. RBI will be supervising all these banks, whether they are giving to whom they are giving, what type of mortgage loans they are giving, what type of different types of loans they are giving to the people, and how the people are approaching them. Every transaction will be reported to the RBI. It will be conscious to know each and every part, a bit and bit of these transactions will be known by the RBI, because it is supervising these banks. So change the slide. Next slide, sir. Yes, banks keep on, no, that only is, okay. Keeps up, change it, sir. Yes, banks make use of deposits. Yes, yes, yes. Banks make use of the deposits to meet the loan requirements of the people. In this way, banks mediate between those who have funds and those who are in need of these funds. Banks charge a higher rate of interest on loans than what is on offer in the deposits. The difference. So just now I have informed you children, I have told you about this. The difference between the depositor's interest and the borrower's interest, whatever the bank is charging, that will become the difference. That is, they will give to the depositors the whatever the interest for their amount, and the rest will become, and they will be collecting the interest from the borrowers, and the remaining or the left out money or the profit, that is called the profit or income for the bank. I told you before itself. You can change. Next slide. So this will become the main source of income to the banks. Whatever the difference between the depositor's interest and the borrower's interest will become the next, the important income to the bank. And two different credit situations. So while we are speaking about banks, well, we have learned how the bank process has been done. But now we should also know the credit situations. Many people are in need of some of the other types of loans. They are in need, because every person is not rich in India. India is a developing country still. Before it was called as a poor country, but from poor country level, we came to the developing country only, not developed country completely. But still, our people in rural areas, they have given some two important. Sir, PPT. The PPT is not seen. Put the PPT, sir. Children all are visible, PPT is not visible. Yes, sir. Yes. So children, two credit situations. That is Salim. He got an order from the trader to make to manufacture 3,000 pairs of shoes. So he will accept and he will go to a leather supplier. He will say that he will give the money after he is finishing, he is completing his complete target. He gets the supplier. The leather supplier will supply him leather, and he will take the advance of for only 1,000 pairs of shoes. He will take the advance from the trader. So with that money, he will start doing how much ever the pairs of shoes are done, he will make, and finally, before that season completes, he will be able to complete his target. 3,000 pairs of shoes is given to the trader, and trader he will give him the complete entire money, whatever they have spoken of, and again he will go and deal with the transaction with the leather supplier. He will fulfill in giving. He is completely given the money to the leather supplier, and whatever the remaining money will become his profit. So this is one case study they have given in our textbook. So that means what do you understand by this? By his handwork, because he is having that work in hand, he is able to do that particular profession. He is smart in his profession. He got that order luckily, and he is able to make profit out of that. So this is one case study. So change the slide. And another case study you will be seeing. Sir, change the slide now. Ahmed sir. Yes. Another problem, children. You have seen this only in the urban area. Now you will see another problem with regard to Swapna's problem. It is in rural area. Swapna is a small farmer. She is. She is holding 3 acres of land, and she cultivates every year groundnuts. And this year she cultivated. For an example, I'm telling. This year she cultivated groundnuts, and for that she took money. Money from the money lender for highest rate of interest. High rate of interest. And she during her harvest was not good because it was eaten away by the pests. So she was under loss. And what the money she will pay to the money lender? Again she will take some more loan from the money lender, and again she will start this year again the second year she will start the harvesting, the cultivation of the same groundnuts. But this year she is able to make some profit, but that profit will she has to repay her old loan. That is old loan. She is still in loan. That is called as debt trap. She's trapped in that debt. She's not coming out of that particular. Like Salim paid. He took from the leather supplier and he paid. He got the money from the trader. He supplied the commodities, and finally he is able to make some profit. But Swapna's problem is not that. It is entirely different. She is in rural area, and she is not much educated also. And the money lenders are cheating her, and finally she has to sell a little bit, a part of her land, for the sake of repaying her loan. So 3 acres of land, among 3 acres of land, half the acre will go away to the money lender. So in this way, the money lenders will collect the money from the people, those who give money. So Swapna's problem is like that. You know very well that we'll be hearing every time the farmers' suicide cases. This happened because they are unable to face the situations, they are unable to solve the problems, and they will be in the debt trap. They will never come out of that debt trap, and they will be always, every year it will be increasing only, it will never decrease. So whatever the profit they are getting, also they have to pay to that debt, the person, whoever gives them money. So this is the case happens, same like Swapna. Many farmers are suffering a lot in India. So many, the government is taking many important steps, but still they are unable to control or just take care of some people like Swapna. It happens every part of the country. Sir, change the slide. So these two case studies have been given by the and some more case studies are also there. They are of small. You will be able to easily understand, children. And now terms of credit. Suppose now these type of two people will approach bank. Take up the Salim and Swapna's case. If they are approaching bank, what will happen? What are the terms and conditions? Even every time we will getting some messages also, children. You will get a loan, personal loan from bank, but they will write under that T and C apply. That means terms and conditions apply. Freely nobody will give you. You have to satisfy some of the whatever the conditions they are asking. So you will know. Every loan agreement specifies an interest rate which the borrower must pay to the lender along with the repayment of the principal, along with the addition of the interest, and lenders may demand collateral against the loan. So whoever is lending, even the bank is lending, they won't give us simply for by just taking documentation or any signature from you. Is it audible, children?
Yes,
Mute
ma'am.
in there.
Yes,
Oh,
ma'am.
Yes,
okay.
ma'am.
Yes, 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 yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So children, they will take some collateral. This is another term you are listening here in this chapter, collateral. You won't have heard before. Like double coincidence of wants and collateral is the next term. Collateral means that when the bank or any person are giving us loans, they will take some security. Like for example, suppose our land, house, vehicles, and any other, the buildings, anything we have, that they will keep it as a security, that is called collateral, and after that only they'll give us loan. And after we repay the loan only, they will give back our whatever the assets we have kept as collateral. So this happens with the banks and even some private people and the private banks, whatever, whoever is giving us loan, they will ask for this. So the interest rate, collateral, documentation requirements, and the mode of repayment together comprise what is called the terms of credit. So when a person is giving us any credit or loan, they will take all these in with us. Some agreement will be put. How, in what way they will put the agreement? They will mention the interest rate, how much interest they are giving us. Some collateral, some assets are for us, they are keeping as security, and some documentation also will be required, and mode of repayment. How are we going to repay? Either in 3 years or 5 years or 2 years or in 2 months, whatever it is, in that agreement it will be written, and this is called the terms of credit. So this is the collateral, and the banks or any private finance people who give us loan will come across this terms of credit. So change the slide. Ahmed sir. Yes. Now formal sector credit. So in giving the loans in India, there are two types of sectors. The two types of sectors means it is one is the formal sector, the other one is informal sector. So in formal sector, who are the people who give us loans? And informal sector, who are the people who are giving us loans? We'll be seeing now. Formal sector means only two important organizations. One is the bank, the other one is the cooperatives. So banks and cooperatives are confined to formal sector. And informal sectors means they include money lenders, traders, employers, friends, relatives, any other person. Compared, they are not having any office or it is not legal or nothing else. Whereas banks and cooperatives will have all the agreements will be there, legality will be there, and we will not be find any difficulty in that. Nobody will cheat us. But here, informal sector. So children, you have to remember two important sectors of credit in India is there. One is formal sector and the other one is informal sector. They might give you any question regarding the difference between the formal sector and informal sector in India. This question also might be raised. So you should, and you might also be asked in objectives. Name the formal sector people. I mean, who are the formal, who involved in formal sector means you should write banks and cooperatives. And who are the people involved in informal sector means you should be able to write money lenders, traders, employers, friends, and relatives. Just easy to remember, children. It is very easy. This topic itself is very easy. You'll be able to write any question asked from this topic. So now the informal sectors, you understood. And now formal sectors, banks will be supervised by RBI. That I have told you before itself. So always it is done, and legally they will approach, and with the agreement they will approach us, whereas money lenders will not approach. Suppose for Swapna's problem, a money lender is there. What he is doing, he will just make her to sell a bit of acre of land, and he will take money, all the money, whatever she has to give, and the remaining money also will not be. So people will be cheating. The people who are not educated, who are not aware of such things, such people will get cheated by the people like money lenders, because they will take higher rate of interest, whereas banks and cooperatives will not take that much of a rate of interest. Change the slide, sir. Now, for instance, we have seen that the banks maintain a minimum cash balance out of the deposits they receive. The RBI monitors the bank in actually maintaining a cash balance. Then periodically banks have to submit information to the RBI, how much they are lending, to whom, at what interest rate, etc. There is no organization that supervises the credit activities lenders in the informal sector. So I have told you the difference between informal and formal sectors. Here in formal, RBI is there to supervise, whereas in informal sector, there is no other organization like an RBI will not take charge of all these money lenders or our friends and relatives, and it will not supervise them. So you can very well understand the difference between the formal sector and informal sector. They can lend at whatever rate of interest. I told you, money lender, Swapna. For Swapna's problem, money lender, the rate of interest will be very high. 10 rupees, 15 rupees per 100 also they will charge. That is the rate of interest. So change the slide. Ahmed sir, change the slide. Sir, change the slide.
I have done,
Ahmed
ma'am.
sir.
Already I have changed, ma'am.
Okay. So there is no one to stop them from using unfair means. See, children, in formal sector, nobody is there to, any cheating or unfair means will not happen. Whereas an informal structure, sector, it will happen and nobody is there to stop them. No organization is there, no head is there to take care of all this. Thus, the cost to the borrower of informal loans is more high, and the higher cost of borrowing means a large part of the earnings of the borrower is used. Same Swapna's problem you should keep in mind. Whatever profit she is getting, she is not keeping for herself, her household work, her household needs. She is just paying the money, whatever the debt she has taken from the money lender. That is happening, children, in almost all the farmers in our country. Change the slide, sir. Okay. So formal and informal credit, 85% of loans. So what are the, in India, 85% of loans are taken by poor households in the urban are from informal sources only. Urban households take only 10% of their loans are from informal sources, while 90% are from formal sources. So because nowadays people are getting educated, they are not moving to money lenders. And most of the people, those who are uneducated, those who are in need of money, at a time immediately they want money means those people will approach the money lenders. Whereas, because why they're approaching means, bank means it is a long process. They have to sign, some asset should be shown to them, and they have to sign in. Everything is going on like that. That is why people do not approach the banks, and they will just take from the money lenders, and they are suffering a lot. That is also happening. This data will be, might be different, children, because now the this year's edition data we'll see now after coming to school. So the rich households are availing cheap credit from the information, whereas the poor households have to pay a large amount of. See, the rich people, because they are educated, they know the awareness, and they are smart enough to know the things. They will only take the loans from the where it is charged cheap rate of interest. Whereas the poor households, these people are taking from informal sectors, and they are unable to. Uh, they are paying more and more rate of interest. That is also happening in our country due to, because of awareness. People do not have any awareness of this formal and informal sectors, and they want money easily, immediately, because their needs are like that. It happens in that way also, children. Change the slide, sir. We'll be finishing. We are going to end. Change it. Change the other side. I have completed this. Next slide.
I think it's over, ma'am. Yeah,
No, last SHG is there.
I'm there.
Okay. Children, we have got even this money and credit. In money and credit, we have got one important loan facility given by the banks, especially in rural areas as well as in urban areas also. That is SHG. SHG means self-help groups. This loan is given to the mentally or physically retarded persons also, because the government is giving them prominence. They want to uplift that kind of people also. And not only that, to women also. Women in rural areas especially, they form a group that is from 15 to 20 members of the group will be there, and they will be just taking the loan from the banks. That the group will be, then name of the group will be named by themselves, and two people will be active persons working to deal with the banks and municipal corporations to talk about. Whereas in rural areas they deal with panchayatis, and in municipal corporations they will deal with in the rural urban areas. And these people are getting loans, like their first loan, second loan. After they repay the first loan, they will be given the second loan also. This is nothing else, only to uplift the women, those who are not educated, those who are housewives, those who are confined to their homes. They will do some side business like selling saris, pickles, candle making, knitting, weaving, selling some other products, groceries. Any types of things will be done by women, and special loans are given to the women That came to be called as SHGs. That means self-help groups. That has been done by the banks. That's all, children. According to your lesson, this is the information in money and credit. That's all, sir. Let them ask any questions they want, because time is also up. Yes.
You can take your time, ma'am. 20 minutes remain.
Okay. Children, is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Do you understand it? Is it easy?
Yes. 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 It is.
It is very,
Ma'am.
it is very easy topic, and no data and years are there in this lesson. It is very easy and no data or years are not there mentioned, and it is very, you can just give reading, theory reading, and you'll be able to write it. And children, homework is that you should write all the points, whatever from my explanation you understood, in your notebook. Not your notebook. I told you special notebook you're maintaining. In that, you should write money and credit. Whatever you understand out of my teaching, you should write in that book. And you will be given marks.
Ma'am,
Yes.
I don't have an extra notebook
It's-
for that.
Any 200 pages notebook you can purchase, or any in a piece of paper you write and bring. We will stick in our books. Okay? Okay.
Ma'am, I have a doubt.
Yeah.
Ma'am, for the collateral,
Yeah.
if we, let's say, if we put a house as the collateral, so
Yeah.
can we live in that house in the meanwhile?
Yeah,
or
yeah.
not?
Yeah, we can live, because the agreement will be in that way only. We will live in that house and we will be repaying that money. And after we are not repaying the money means we have to leave the house. So by living in that house, we should pay the interest along with that. Some principal amount also can be paid. Like that, we can have any transactions, dealings with the bank, and they will allow us. But till the end, till 10 years, you are not paying any interest, or 3 months itself, they won't keep quiet. They will come and just remind you that you have to pay, what is the problem, what is that, everything they will come and ask us. So we'll be able to live until and unless we are free enough in our transactions.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Yes. Clear, children? Is it understandable?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Ahmed sir, over.
Yes,
Time
ma'am.
is
It's on you, ma'am.
Okay. Over, sir.
Actually, another class is start will on 10 o'clock, ma'am. But 16 minutes
Okay,
is there.
okay.
Na? You can take your time. I don't have
Okay,
any
okay.
problem.
Okay, I'm thinking that they will immediately any other class will start. Okay, children, anything else more? So it is easy and clear. Formal sector, informal sector. You should keep in mind. And some more case studies are there. If you have textbook, you can give reading to that, and you can understand things very clearly. Maisha, no doubt. Dhaniyat?
Yes. I don't have a doubt.
You don't have. So children, you can read very well. You complete this lesson, so that after school reopens, we will be learning other lessons also. So well and good, you've completed this lesson, and you will be always you'll be having this particular lesson in your tips. You'll be ready with this lesson. Clear? And you write some notes, whatever I have taught you, whatever you understood out of my topic teaching, you should write in a piece of paper and keep, and that we will use it as an exit card or any other things after you come to school. You will see that, you will understand, and again you will write in school also, and we will use it as one CYP or anything else. It will be useful. So you be before in hand, you be ready with that. Clear?
Yes,
Then
ma'am.
any other doubts? Farhan, I mean Karun is there, and Sarvajit is there. You understood? Dishita is
Yes,
there.
ma'am.
Anybody? Anything else? Varda?
No, ma'am. No more.
What happened?
Ma'am, should we write the question and answers for this chapter?
Huh?
Should we write the question and answers for this chapter?
Question? Yeah, some people. Yeah, if you have. Yes. But because some people are telling they don't have notebooks, no textbooks. Those who are having, please continue. Question and answers, the backside, the lesson backside, some questions are given. You can start writing. You'll understand. whatever the question they asked, you can take the help of guide also will be with you. You just give reading and you can see the textbook and write the answers. Very good. But neatly you
Okay.
write. Neatly. Notebook work should be neat and legible. Okay, because sometimes they ask, isn't it? Both people will ask in notebooks also. Thanks. So
Yes, ma'am.
we have to send. So it should be neat and legible. Yes, you can continue. And you do this my work in one piece of paper. You write whatever you have understood. You should write and just check the textbook whether the lesson, whatever the points I've taught, are there in the textbook or not. Underline and then keep. And some more case studies are there. You can just come across, read across that, and you will understand. About I told only 2 case studies, but some small case studies are also given in the textbooks. You can just read them out. Okay. So
Yes,
it is
ma'am.
very easy topic, children. You will be able to, and we will do some checkbook writing and all. We'll do after you come to school.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes.
Then what else? Dishita.
Yes, ma'am.
Dishita is not saying. I think they are right. I mean, they are not open. Like Hafsa. Nida is also. Ubaid. Farhan, are you all listening?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, we are.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You made note of that? Anything else? Ubaid, you understood? No doubts? You'll
Yes,
get many
ma'am, no
doubts in
doubts.
class.
Yeah, I joined late actually.
Ubaid is not getting any doubt? No.
No,
Okay.
not now.
No doubt. Because it's such an easy lesson, easy topic. You will not get
Yeah.
any doubts.
I'll read it by mistake.
Only thing is you don't confuse yourself that formal means you don't write money lenders. Your answer will be wrong. And informal means you don't write banks. Okay? And
Okay.
SHG is very important, children. Nowadays, it is done even in urban areas also. People who are having money, they are rich also. They are upper middle class people also. They are approaching.
Hello?
Ma'am, we can't hear you.
She died.
None of us can. She got stuck.
Ubaid, are you serious?
Yeah.
Jaya, ma'am left.
No, she died.
What?
Stop that.
But I will kill you.
Please do it, Vivek.
Please go ahead.
Hi, Vivek. Oh, Jaya map's alive.
Yes, I did not hear you. Who is that, Ubaid?
Yes, ma'am. Ubaid is trying to play with you.
Who is that, Vivek?
Yeah, ma'am, it's Vivek. It's always Vivek.
Vivek's name
Good
is
morning,
not
ma'am.
here. Good morning. What are you doing? Did you listen to the topic or just now you entered? Because your name is not to be seen here. Vivek, just now.
V
Just now
symbol.
you yes, it's there.
Hey, what? You put your that movie poster or what?
And Vivek,
Yeah, ma'am.
Navi.
so please,
Huh?
so tell me the question. What are the informal sectors? Please tell me the question. Answer the question. What are the informal sectors?
Money lenders, traders,
Yes.
employees.
Yes. Formal sectors?
Banks.
Thanks.
Cooperative.
Cooperatives means what? Banks are there in urban areas. The voice is coming.
Ma'am,
Banks are there in urban areas. Yes.
Mani Kumar
Yes,
sir is
yes.
waiting, ma'am. We need to
What's
join
that?
with Mani Kumar sir.
Okay.
Sir
Okay,
is
sir.
waiting
Fine.
already.
Okay, sir. Fine. You can close.
Thank you,
Bye,
Jaya,
children.
ma'am.
All students come in.
Bye.
Bye, ma'am.
Have a nice day.
Thank you,
Bye.
ma'am.
You too.
Bye.
You too.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
All of you come with quickly with math. Your sir is waiting there.
Okay.